Now to everyone watching at home who's freaking out like, oh my God,
I didn't sign up for this.
people tell me all the time, why do you talk about your son so much? Because he won't leave. My son's 19 years old, high school graduate. He has all his shots, ladies. We're off to do an interview with Snoop Dogg. Snoop pulls out the biggest blunt I have ever seen. My publicist is like, no! The whole time Snoop is like, Fluffy going puffy today. Always wanted to meet Chris Rock, so I bought myself a ticket, go to the side of the stage, and there's Chris Rock in the background. Look who it is! It's the king of the Mexicans. It's happening! I think I just hurt myself. So I get a letter in the mail from my old high school, and it's like, time for the reunion. My girlfriend saw the letter. She's like, ooh, your reunion. I go, yeah, my reunion. When is it? When are we going? Actually, I was gonna take my friend Tony, because, we went to high school together. He's my best friend since high school, so I was gonna take Tony. You're gonna take Tony instead of me. That's what's gonna happen, huh? You're gonna take Tony instead of me. Your girlfriend, you're gonna take Tony. No. It's okay. It's okay. You take Tony, okay? And I hope you have a great time. Oh, thanks. I knew you'd understand, baby. I love you. Don't ask too many questions, you know what I mean? So my buddy Tony and I, we go to a high school reunion. We get there early, too early. There's nobody in the banquet hall. So we go upstairs to the bar area. We're watching a basketball game. Everything is cool until some guy recognized me. Hey, you're the comedian. What's up, dude? Dude, funny, bro. Let me buy you a shot. Actually, man, I have my reunion right now, and I don't want to show up drunk. Oh, I see how it is, bro. You're too good, huh? That's what it is, huh? Excuse me, George Lopez. Let's do the stupid shot. All right, bartender shot. So he freaking makes a double. And we freaking cling, cling, and slammed it. I'm like, oh, thank you, man, thank you. Let's do another one. Oh, hey, man, I'm okay, thank you. See how it is, Paul Rodriguez? Let's do another shot. And he kept this pattern going. He must have had like 7 comedians behind his freaking wallet, one after another. I got so drunk. I was that level of drunk where you can't even walk straight. You got to look at the ground to navigate, you're just kind of... I get to the reunion, there's a lady at a table, and she's got stickers on the table that say, hello, my name is, and then with a Sharpie, you write your name. I was so drunk, I couldn't even write Gabriel. I wrote Flaco, which is Spanish for skinny. So, I freaking write that, stick it on, and we walk in. The party's going on, I'm trying to find a table. My buddy Tony took off. I couldn't find him. I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh my God. All of a sudden, the lights come up and the class president is holding the microphone.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wilson High School class reunion. Let's just cut to the chase, find out what everyone's been up to, and keep the party rocking.
So she pulls out a list.
Who's done this? Who's done that? Who has the most children?
Some girl in the back.
7.
Everybody's like, puta. Now you remember. Okay. All right? She keeps going down the list.
Who's done this? Who's done that? Who's been on television?
Everybody at my table who wasn't talking to me before, they weren't talking to me before. Now they're like, right here, right here, right here. I'm like, no, shh. Sure enough, here comes the girl.
Oh, we have a celebrity over here. Come on, say something. Get up here, Flaco. Come on, Flaco, get up here.
No, I'm okay.
Oh, come on, get up here. Are you too good or what?
So I got mad and I jumped up. I'm not too good. Everybody, my name is Gabriel Iglesias. I don't want to say a whole lot right now because I've been drinking and I don't want to say nothing stupid. It's really nice to be here with everybody. I see two girls here tonight. Two. Who, when I was in the 12th grade, I asked out to the prom. And they said no. But you know what? It's okay. Let me go. It's okay. You know what? It's okay because like she said, I've been on TV. And you two girls who said no, you got fat. One of them yells out,
You're fat too.
I know I'm fat, but I was fat in high school. I kept my figure, why couldn't you? So then, she walks me into the doctor's office. I sit down, doctor walks in, and we spoke for an hour. In a nutshell, what he says is that he wants to take my stomach, which in his opinion is the size of an NFL football, and he wants to cut it and make it the size of a hard-boiled egg. Therefore, you only eat this much and you lose weight with time. Problem with gastric bypass is that if you don't stick to their program religiously, not only will you not lose weight, you will gain weight, and you'll have a series of complications. And then he asks, do you travel a lot? I'm like, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year. He goes, this is not gonna work for you. I'm like, I agree, I like 2 eggs. I said, well, what should I do? He goes, I don't know, but this isn't gonna work. So I left the office, I was bummed out, you guys. I get in my car, I was so depressed because I'm like, someone told me I got 2 years to live. Surgery is my last hope. And so I started crying. I was sad, I was in the car, I'm crying. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? And the only thing that could cheer me up was a drive-thru. And I know that sounds crazy. Some of you are like,
Isn't that what got you in that position to begin with?
yes, but it's the only thing that made sense. There's a reason why it's called comfort food. Think about that. Anytime you see someone eating a burger, they never look sad. They always look happy. You might look sad walking in, you might look sad walking out, but when the actual event of eating a burger is happening, life couldn't be better. That's right. My girl told me that I make sounds when I eat burgers. I didn't know. Apparently I do. I'm eating a burger and I'm like, She was like, are you eating that or are you eating that? Think about it. Who's sad when they're eating fast food? I'll tell you who's sad. The person eating a salad watching someone eat fast food. That's who's sad. So I pull up to this fast food restaurant with a big M on it. And the guy in the speaker's like, may I help you? And I'm crying. I'm like, you have no idea. What I eventually wound up doing, you guys, is I started low carbing. Now, I am not eating healthy by no means, okay? I still eat fast food every single day. And people question it.
How do you eat fast food and lose 100 pounds?
I'll give you an example. I'll go to a burger place and I'll order a double cheeseburger. I won't eat the bread, I won't eat the onions, the tomato, the ketchup. I'll eat the meat, the cheese, the mayo, the mustard, and I'll order up to 3 with like 3 diet sodas. And people go,
That's unhealthy. The cholesterol's gonna kill you.
I agree. But guess what? Cholesterol's gonna take 10 years to kill me. Diabetes is gonna do it in 2. Right now, I'm winning by 8. Hell yeah, that's called fluffy math, bro. There's a lot of people mad in here right now.
Fluffy found a loophole.
Yes. So I started low carbing, I started doing yoga, and I know that sounds like a joke right there. Yeah, some of you are like, he means yogurt. No, yoga. Freaking DDP helped me, and then I started lifting weights, and it's kind of hard for me, guys, because now I have people at my shows telling me,
We're noticing there's a little difference. You're a little less fluffy. What's gonna happen if you keep losing weight? What are we gonna call you? What are we gonna call you?
I lift weights, call me Buffy, I don't care. The point is that I'm not trying to lose weight for vanity's sake. I'm very secure. The point is that I'm trying to lose weight so I can be around for my family, so I can be around for my friends, and so I can be around for you. My favorite part about this was the fact that they actually entertained the conversation. Like, he could have just looked at me and said, "You're stupid." And I would have accepted that. I would have been like, okay, you know. But I guess we're living in different times where people are a lot more sensitive and more mindful. And so he just wanted to make sure I was okay. So he's like, "Gabriel, look, I am not taking anything away from your credibility as a voice talent, as an entertainer, as an individual. But my hands are tied. Look, contracts have been signed. Checks have been cut. This is a union project." And I'm like, look at him go. The producer is also on this call, and the producer is the one responsible for the finance, the money. So he hears the director just freaking going down, and he's like, whoa, hold on. Hear the man out. "Gabriel, Fluffy, baby, talk to me, Puddin'. If we can make this happen, what are we talking?" I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, what are we talking? What's your rate? What's your fee?" I said, "Well, word on the street is I go for no less than 50,000. And I do have emails to support that." They still said no, but whatever. I know I'm going to have to defend Speedy Gonzalez again at some point, because unfortunately that's how cancel culture works. You know, and don't get me wrong, I understand that some people need to be held accountable, but and by the way, if I'm the one telling you about cancel culture, it's already gone way too far. Because I pride myself in the fact that I'm not a comedian who's divisive. That's why I don't talk about politics, religion, or sports. Okay? Because all three will divide people. That's why I talk about food. Because food brings people together. That's right, unless you're vegan. In which case, you can leave right now. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care if I offend you and your salad. You can leave. Bye. And the only reason why I'm so on the vegans is because I once was vegan. I know some of you are like, no. Yeah. I was vegan for a little under a year. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, that's not, you weren't even vegan then if it was less than a year. But think about it. Anyone who has ever gone on a diet knows just how hard it is to change your eating habits for 1 week, much less a year. And they told me, they said, "You're going to lose weight." And they were not lying. I lost weight, patience, and friends. So I'm just here to let you know, I'm back. So, I almost got canceled. Because I posted a tweet of one of my dogs. Now, some of you already know I have 2 Chihuahuas. Yeah. I know, people watching at home, they're like, that's not stereotypical. Yeah, I know. I have 2 Chihuahuas. I have a little boy dog named Vinny and a little girl dog named Risa. Combined weight, 14 pounds. My little girl dog, Risa, she is 4 pounds, and she's 17 years old. Yeah. Her anger keeps her alive. I will confirm every stereotype about Chihuahuas. Oh, yeah, it's real. The rage is real. But with me, she loves me, okay? She's 17. She has no teeth. Her tongue hangs out. She's adorable. So I posted a picture of her on Twitter with the caption that basically read, "Going to take my little nugget to go get some chicken nuggets." And then I tagged at Chick-fil-A. Okay, so yeah, you feel that? See how the majority of the room was like, that place is good, sucks their clothes on Sunday. And then there was a few of you in here and you heard the groan, yeah. Half of those people, vegans. The other half are the ones that blew up my Twitter feed. My Twitter feed started getting flooded with nasty comments. "You're stupid, you're horrible, how could you? We thought more of you. Really, Fluffy, you?" And I don't know what they're talking about. The problem with cancel culture is they only attack, they don't educate, they don't explain. They just attack. And they expect you to know better or understand them, but they're not willing to play nice. So here's what happens. I'm asking questions. No one wants to answer. They're like, Fluffy, you're horrible. You're terrible. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, really? Chick-fil-A? I'm like, I'm sorry. Popeyes was closed. I don't know what to tell you. They're like, you know what you're doing. I said, I am more hungry than woke. I don't know what you mean. And then finally, someone took the time to explain to me why I was wrong for that tweet. Come to find out that Chick-fil-A in the past has been known to make contributions to organizations that are a little out of line with the LGBTQ plus community. Now, forgive me for using my hand to get the letters right. I just want to get the letters right. I do consider myself a supporter and an ally, and I'm trying my best to be as understanding as I can be with the limited information I have available. Now, I'm going to say it again. I'm trying to be as understanding as I can be with the limited information I have available, which basically means I only read headlines. Here's the thing, you guys. There are a million struggles in this world. Every single day, there are people trying to better their lives, trying to get to a goal, trying to achieve something to get them out of one place and into something better. And it's impossible to keep up with everyone's fight unless you mess up and then someone pulls you aside and reads you the riot act. So, here's how the conversation went. Because I finally got one. They said, well, Gabriel, if you consider yourself a supporter of the LGBTQ plus community, moving forward, will you still be tagging Chick-fil-A in future posts? I said, yes, I will. But it's not because I'm not a supporter. I'm definitely a supporter of your cause, but causes are a two-way street. You got to support mine too. I said, I tag Chick-fil-A for the same reason I tag every other company I use organically. I'm trying to get free shit. Plain and simple, don't look past it. And I know some of you are like, well, Gabriel, don't you make money? Yes, I do. And you know how you keep it? Free shit. Yeah, let me tell you how I discovered this one. So I was at a Chipotle one night, and the staff was incredible. So I wanted to give them a little shout out online. So I gave them a shout out, and then I tagged Chipotle. Chipotle saw my tweet, and then they reached out to me to say thank you. And to show their appreciation, Chipotle mailed me a burrito card, good for 1 year's worth of unlimited Chipotle. And I tested it. Oh, they gave it to the wrong person. After about 2 weeks, it looked like a Metro card. It was all scratched up. So now let me tell you guys, if you were me and you sent out one tweet that got you fed for a whole year for free, wouldn't you be tagging as many companies as you could to see who else would want to donate to the cause? The only thing I'm guilty of is hoeing myself out. That's it. I was being a little cyber sucia. That's all I was doing.
Check this out, you guys. Imagine all the sounds that pothead must hear. You know, let's just say he's driving from 7-Eleven over here to the house for a party, right? He'd be like, all right, Gabriel. Hey, man, I'll see you at the house, all right? Hold on a second. Let me take out my keys. Let me walk over here to my car. Oh, man, let me check my hair. Man, it's hot in here. I'm sorry for those of us who have money. Our windows, man. All right, let me start with this card. It's a brand new card. All right, let's drive over to that party. Hey, let's turn on the radio. 92.3. This is the Power 106, where hip-hop lives. Rap Scarface. Hey, let's see what's on AM. Hi, this is Huggy Boy. You're listening to 1110 KRLA. At this time, we'd like to remind you about Art LaVoe's new Oldies Are Forever, volume 483. Available at indoor swap meets everywhere. Go back upstairs and... Sí, Melkin aquí, 97.9. La estación que se escucha de peluche. En este momento vamos a estar escuchando los grandes éxitos. Pero primero, una llamada. X97.9.
Ay, sí, buenas tardes. Sí, me llamo Rosa González de Pacoima.
¿Y qué se le ofrece Rosa González de Pacoima? Aquí X97.9.
Ay, le quiero mandar un saludo a mis hijos en Tijuana. Cabrones, les mandé el dinero. Ya vénganse, por favor.
Yeah. You were dropping your head as a child, didn't we? He just pissed off because he's short and shit, man. I'll leave out on now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another compelling episode of Stand Up Revolution, the highlight show. I use the word compelling because that's the big word of the day. Compelling. So, you guys, I'm coming to you from beautiful Maker Studios here in Southern California, and it is a wonderful day. Wonderful day. That being said, since it's so wonderful, I want to introduce you guys to a longtime friend of mine, one of the comedians who actually got me into comedy many, many moons ago. His name is Carlos Oscar. He's funny, he's clever. Bill Cosby said that's one of his favorite comedians, and that says a lot coming from Bill Cosby. All right, that being said, you guys, check him out and enjoy the very funny Mr. Carlos Oscar.
The longer we guys are married, the dumber we think we're getting. I'm telling you, because after a while, you can't even answer a simple question. No, you know that, guys. She'll ask you, are you wearing that? You're like, I don't know. When did that happen? Right? I used to be able to dress myself. I don't know. It's unbelievable. And they do stuff that doesn't make sense. And we love you ladies, but you don't make sense, okay? She comes in with a candle from some candle party that she comes in with the candle upset. You know when they get upset. She's with the candle. Do you know how to blow out candles? What kind of question is that? You know? And I'm so messed up, I sat there and I doubted myself. I don't know anything. By the way, there's a new way they blow out the candles, you know that? With the snuffer. No, look at that's right. You just choke the life out of the candle, you know? No, let me say something. For thousands of years, ladies, was enough. This is unbelievable, by the way. And you know what now? And then my daughters. Oh, and the kids are different today. They're different, right? They're lazy. Have you seen the lollipops? You press a button and they spin for you. I don't have time to lick it. Okay. So my daughter was asking, how come there are, she didn't see a lot of Latinos in movies and this and that. She saw this. She saw what's she watching The Terminator for? She goes, why wasn't, I go, they always say we're the tough guys. Why don't they have, Latino as a Terminator? Because our accent isn't that crazy. By the way, Spanish, if you're looking, here in Arizona, listen to me. Spanish is the prettiest language of all the languages, okay? It is. French does not sound romantic. Look at French people speak. They sound like babies. You know? No, I'm telling you right now. And the whole thing, oh man, let me tell you. They have, in fact, did you know Arnold Schwarzenegger got cast as a Terminator? Because of the accent, because of the Austrian accent. Because everything he said was scary. What is your others there? You know, right? Come with me if you want to live, you know? Don't tell Marie about the baby. Everything he said was scary. Very scary, very scary. But I told her it wouldn't work. You can't have a Puerto Rican Terminator. It won't work. No, it won't. Bueno, come with me if you want to live. Hey, listen, God bless you. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much.
Well, there you have him, you guys. Carlos Oscar. Don't forget to follow him right there. And if you don't like him, that's unfortunate because he's such a nice guy. Follow me right there. And don't forget to subscribe right there. I'm just pointing to where I'd like the buttons because the editor messed up last week and I pointed right there and he put the subscribe button over there. I don't know what's wrong with him, dude. Stop smoking that ganja. Ugh. So you guys, that being said, I am out of here. I'll be back next week. That's right. I will be back here next week. Not like some people, just saying. So I think that's about it. Time to sell some stuff. Catch you guys later. Stand Up Revolution Highlight Show.
You ever see a kid play video?
But you know what they do in the emergency room? They pull out these industrial scissors that cut through anything, right? And they started on the left foot and they finished on the right. And they cut all the way up and they cut all the way down and they pull all your clothes off at the same time. And Pikachu! They released the Pokemon! And man, it was cold. So they take away all my clothes and they replace them with this nasty lime green hospital gown, the kind where they tie it in the back and your butt is showing you. So I see my reflection in the mirror and I realize at that moment that I do not look like a comedian. Oh no, with all that green on, I look like goddamn Shrek. And it wasn't me who gave me the nickname, it was the nurses. I could hear them too. Mira, Marta, the gordito, he looks like Shrek. He does, all he needs are the antennas and the donkey, that's it. So they wheel me into my own room, right? I'm laying down, I'm holding my stomach. And the doctor comes in, and I don't know what it is about doctors, but they're just always happy to see you, right? Ah, Mr. Iglesias, how are you?
I can't fart.
No, Mr. Iglesias, don't worry, we'll take care of everything. Just do me a favor, roll over on your side. I'll be right back. So he goes over to the wall and he gets these little gloves. And don't get ahead of me. He puts them on, right, and he comes over and he puts his hand on my side and he goes, does that hurt? Does that hurt? And then this doctor turned into a magician. Oh, yes, he did. Because his hand disappeared. And it reappeared somewhere way back here. And I'm not going to tell you guys what he did, but you know what he did. Pokemon. And then he's got the nerve to tell me, Mr. Iglesias, I found a problem. You seem to be suffering internally. You have a blockage in your system. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, you're the one blocking it, dude. Pull it out! So he says, Mr. Iglesias, we're going to need to flush out your system. I'm like, okay, cool, flush me out. Give me some, soda and some crackers. Let's do it, right? No, Mr. Iglesias, we have a special way of flushing you out, right? So he rings the call button for the nurse. Ding, and the nurse comes in.
Oh, it's a Shrek.
And she walks in, right? And she's got this little bag with like a little hose hanging out of it, right? And I see this hose and I'm thinking, ooh, you better be watering a plant. And I'm not going to tell you guys what she did with the hose, but you know what she did with the hose. She made me a pinchy water balloon. And when they say they're going to flush you out, they're not lying. The second they do this to you, guess when you got to go? Right then and there. And they don't do it when it's all convenient, when you're over here in the facilities and you're sitting down and you're like, okay, do it, let it rip, dale gas, let's go. They do it when you're laying down 18 feet away in a bed, laying down, and then they do this to you, and anything you have in here goes from here back there like that, man. And it hits you like lightning, dude. My arms locked up, my legs sticking up. I tried to run to the restroom. I look like an old Frankenstein movie, man. Just,
I'm gonna bring up the next guy come up. This guy coming up, you may have seen him on Make Me Laugh, Comedy Central. He's been on this show that you take called Funny. Give a big round of applause for Gabriel Iglesias. All right. What's up? An overweight Latino with energy. What's going on? Oh, man, real quick. I got to do a quick check. Do we have any cholos in the audience tonight? Had to be Woody, huh? You know, I believe you, too. As much as you've been talking tonight, you're probably one of those cholos back in the days used to f*** quinceañeras, huh? You know what atrás, borracho. You wake up in the pool later. No, man, hey, in all honesty, check this out, you guys. I do have a problem with cholos. I do. Because those buy all the big clothes. You're laughing, but that's my pain. I'm serious. Do a drive-by. I don't care, but leave the big and tall stores alone. No, I'm cheating. Every time I want to go to, get some pants for a job interview, I'll show up at a store all excited. I'm going to buy some pants. I'm going to buy some pants. I'll walk in the store, right? I'll ask the guy at the counter, excuse me, sir, do you have any khakis, size 5230? I got a job interview. I'm so sorry, my friend. Little Spider and Woody bought the last pair. Hey, and who is Little Spider? Who? Este cabrón aquí, mira. Aquí está el pinche Little Spider, yeah. So, who's fucking Little Spider? And he goes home and he buys these big-ass pants, and what does he do with them? He takes them home, puts them on a giant ironing board, and folds them and creases them. Dude puts so many folds and so many creases in his pants, when he stands sideways, that look like mini blinds. Man, a lot of things happening. Like everyone said, my name is Gabriel Iglesias. I know what you guys are wondering, right? Where's Julio? ¿Verdad? Are you related to Julio? Ladies, you better believe it. Trust me, after a 12-pack and a shot of tequila, I look a lot like Julio. After 3 shots, I could pass for Enrique. I'm not lying, you're laughing, but check this out. We'll wind up in 3 hours in the backseat of your car, encuerados. You'll be talking about, ay, Enrique. I'll be like, yeah, cabrona, enamorado por primera vez. Straight up, the next day she'll be telling her friends, I was with Enrique. Her friends that weren't drinking that night will be like, no, you weren't. You were with El Gordito.
Oh, and by the way, thank you to whoever brought the chocolate cakes in the back. I got them right before the show. Thank you very much. Very cool. Somebody brought Chico's tacos too. I thought that was great. Now, you guys here know what I'm talking about, but everybody that's watching at home, they're like, Chico's tacos? Oh, what the hell's that? It's an El Paso tradition. If you come to El Paso, just know that that's right here. That's the tradition in El Paso. I ran into people in other places like Chicago and New York. I'm like, where are you from? El Paso. And I say, Chico's Tacos. And they're like, oh. Like, wow, yeah, that's hardcore. It is the craziest food I've ever tried, you guys. Craziest ever. Reason is, they give you these little taquitos and there's like a sauce and you pour it and like the taquitos float and then it absorbs and I never thought I'd see the day where I could drink a taco. Yeah. And you gotta have that at the end of the night. Don't try to freaking plan out events after going, They'll say, oh, we're gonna eat at Chico's and then go to the movies. No, don't do that. You'll be sitting there like, hey, this is a good movie, huh? This is the one where Nicolas Cage comes out and... Anyway, he plays the bad guy in this movie and it turns out really good. Then all of a sudden, you're running by people. They're like, Chicos. El Paso tradition. You know what's funny? Is that a year from now, there'll be people watching this all over the world. Just like the first DVDs in Canada, Australia, and Europe, this DVD will wind up somewhere in Australia, and there'll be people in Australia going, what the hell's Chico's? Crikey, we gotta go. We gotta see Chico's. You watch. People freaking out. I say, we must go try Chico's. It sounds splendid. Yes, it does. Drink a taco. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm going to try it. El Paso it is.
This makes it greater than to say hello. This is the Muppet Show. Hey, it's Muppet. It's time to let you know. This is the Muppet Show. Hey, it's Muppet. Yeah, yo, something, what's the status? Show enough, yo, who's the baddest?
I am super excited, you guys. Let me tell you, this is our 19th year coming to Chicago, okay? 19 years. The first time I came here, I got a chance to meet some people, and they says, you know what, Gabriel, have you ever been here? Have you ever been to Chicago? Like, no, it's my first time. They said, well, you know, we'd like to take you out to eat if you're down. And I'm like, well, hello. I am very down. They took me to a restaurant called Portillo's. You heard of it? So we get there, and it was very, very good. The hot dogs were delicious. I had a chicken chop salad, it was amazing. Had a beef dip, really, really good. But it wasn't until the meal was almost over that these new friends of mine said, we'd like for you to try something you might not have ever had before. And I'm like, that's not likely. I said, well, what is it you want me to try? And they said, well, they sell a thing here at Portillo's called a chocolate cake shake. I said, you had me at chocolate. They said, well, you got to go up to the special window and you got to order it from the lady. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I get up and I walk over to the lady and she's like, can I help you? I say, yes, my friends are telling me that I need to try this thing called a chocolate cake shake. Okay, what size would you like? How good is it? You want a large. All right, can I please have a large chocolate cake shake? No problem. And there I pay. And she turns around. She turns around and she walks over to this little refrigerator that's on the counter. And she opens it up and she pulls out a piece of chocolate cake. And I'm thinking to myself, she must misunderstood what I said. I didn't ask for a piece of chocolate cake. I asked for a chocolate cake shake. She must have heard what I was thinking because she's walking by and she's like, it's gonna happen. She walks over to the blender, she takes the freaking lid off, and she just looks at me and does this. And I was like, no. And she's like, oh yeah. She pours it and she hands me this like 44-ounce chocolate shake, which is way more than anybody should be drinking. The straw was so thick you could almost fit your thumb in it, okay? So I grabbed the shake and I begin to attempt to drink it. So I'm just, and I can see the shake coming out. And it hit, and then all of a sudden, woo! The fact that I got to meet Snoop was awesome. He looked for me. But every now and then I go out and I wanna meet people. I wanna see cool things. And for example, comedy. I'm a huge fan of comedy, not just performing it, but I love going to shows. I go to a comedy show every now and then alone. Now, I don't know if that sounds weird to you guys, but for me to do anything nowadays by myself, it's my crew, all the people that work for me, they freak out when I go places because they're always concerned for my safety. You know, what if someone tries to kidnap you? Well, they're gonna earn it. I got into a fight with some of my team members and I said, you know what, I'm going out. I bought myself a ticket and I went to go watch Chris Rock one night in concert. Now, I says, you know what? Maybe I can make my way backstage and I don't know, if I get lucky, maybe I'll say hi to him. I've always wanted to meet him. So I go to the side of the stage and I run into security and I said, hey. He looked at me and said, Fluffy! And when he did that, I said, hey, listen, I forgot my keys. I'll be right back. And the guy's like, yeah, keep going. Get your keys, get your keys, get your keys. I'm like, oh my God, that shit worked. Just like that, I snuck backstage at a Chris Rock concert. Once I was behind the curtain, I was in my element. I knew where everything was. I knew where the food was. I knew where the dressing rooms were, where the bathrooms were. I'm walking around with a soda. People are coming up to me. You know, we didn't know you were gonna be here. I got a call last minute. Looking for my keys. I says, you know what? I got this far. I'm gonna push it. I wanna meet him. I've always wanted to meet Chris Rock. It was not hard. Once I was back there, I just had to go to the dressing rooms. All I had to do was read the name on the door. I'm standing there in front of the door and I'm hyperventilating. Just the door opens up and there's this man in there, this bodyguard who's just massive. I'm a big guy, but damn, dude was huge. As soon as he opened the door, just welcome to Jurassic. Big! Grandote! And I'm standing there and I'm like, hi. And he's like, can I help you? Yes, my name is Gabriel. I'm a comedian and I wanted to see if I could say hi to Chris Rock, if that's possible. You say you're a comedian? Yes. Well, then you understand Chris is going over his material right now. He really ain't trying to talk to nobody. So I'll tell you what, player, if you want to come by after the show, you're more than welcome to. But right now, it's not a good time. Chris Rock is a busy man. Can I wave? Excuse me? Can I wave? What you mean? Can I wave at Chris? I don't have to come in. Can I wave? Chris Rock is in the room. He can hear the stupid conversation that's taking place. I know this because I can hear Chris Rock in the background. What's going on? Who's at the door? Move out the way. Yo, Chris, I got this, man. I got this. Move! All right. And the guy stands to the side, and now I'm looking at Chris Rock, and he recognized me, and it freaked me out. Oh, yeah, it freaked me out. He's like, ah, shit! Look who it is. Look who it is. It's the king of the Mexicans. Chris Rock called me the king of the Mexicans. For the rest of the show, everyone referred to me as El Chapo. I was celebrating the fact that I got away with that for so long. For so long. I snuck backstage at Chris Rock. I snuck backstage. I snuck. Until karma showed up one day in the form of the most extreme fan I have ever had in 20 years of me being a comedian. I had someone who not only made it backstage, this person paid to get into my dressing room. Okay? Yeah, he didn't pay me, by the way. He didn't pay me. I'm an honest hoe. Okay? I made no money that day, all right? Yeah, if I would have gotten paid, you wouldn't be hearing this story. Here's the thing. I walk into my dressing room from the bathroom. I just finished showering up and I'm in a towel. I walk into the room, come to find out later that this man was a very wealthy businessman in the community, okay? And when I walked into the room, he's wearing a very, very nice suit. So when I saw the suit, I didn't give it a second thought because he looked professional. I thought maybe he was the general manager of the building, one of the concert promoters. He could have been someone's agent. So when I walked in the room in my towel, like, can I help you? He looks at me, and it was the most uncomfortable conversation I have ever had. He looks at me and says, listen. I am not here to waste any of your time. Fluffy, I am prepared to take care of you. I will give you a new Lexus and an allowance that's more than what you make as a comedian. Leave with me. I was never more disgusted and offended at the fact that I was not gay. Because finally, somebody wants to take care of me. Do you know how many people I take care of? No one's ever offered me a Lexus, and they should. I felt horrible saying no to this guy. I still think about it. I still have the number. Houston, I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't know how this is gonna go over, but I'm gonna say it. I would be an amazing gay partner. I would, all the way up until that one part, but even then. Have you ever driven a Lexus? Those are nice. Sometimes you gotta take one for your own team. I'm just saying. Oh, and by the way, thank you to whoever brought the chocolate cakes in the back. I got them right before the show. Thank you very much. Very cool. Somebody brought Chico's tacos too. I thought that was great. Now, you guys here know what I'm talking about, but everybody that's watching at home, they're like, Chico's tacos? Oh, what the hell's that? It's an El Paso tradition. If you come to El Paso, just know that that's right here. That's the tradition in El Paso. I ran into people in other places like Chicago and New York. I'm like, where are you from? El Paso. And I say, Chico's Tacos. And they're like, oh. Like, wow, yeah, that's hardcore. It is the craziest food I've ever tried, you guys. Craziest ever. Reason is, they give you these little taquitos and there's like a sauce and you pour it and like the taquitos float and then it absorbs. And I never thought I'd see the day where I could drink a taco. Yeah. And you gotta have that at the end of the night. Don't try to freaking plan out events after going, They'll say, oh, we're gonna eat at Chico's and then go to the movies. No, don't do that, don't do that. You'll be sitting there like, hey, this is a good movie, huh? This is the one where Nicolas Cage comes out and... Anyway, he plays the bad guy in this movie and it turns out really good. Then all of a sudden... You're running by people. They're like, Chicos. An El Paso tradition. You know what's funny? Is that a year from now, there'll be people watching this all over the world. Just like the first DVDs in Canada, Australia, and Europe, this DVD will wind up somewhere in Australia. And there'll be people in Australia going, what the hell's Chico's? Crikey, we gotta go. We gotta see Chico's. You watch. People freaking out. I say, we must go try Chico's. It sounds splendid. Yes, it does. Drink a taco. I never thought I'd see the day. I'm going to try it. El Paso it is. Oh, man. But no, I got Chico's tacos and cakes. man. Normally, you guys all saw I'm wearing the whole black attire right now. I was trying to blend in with the background, kind of. Actually, I'll tell you guys the truth. Normally, when I perform, I always wear Hawaiian shirts. That's my thing. I love wearing Hawaiian shirts. And people ask, why do you wear Hawaiian shirts? Are you Hawaiian? I'm like, no. Like, well, why do you wear them, cabrón? Because they fit. I'm serious, man, because you guys know when you're fluffy, fashion is secondary. It is, man. And I say fluffy, that's the politically correct term for those of you that don't know. There's actually 5 different levels of fatness. If you don't know them, let me tell them. There's big, there's healthy, there's husky, there's fluffy, and there's damn. If you walk into a bar or restaurant and the waiter or waitress looks at you and goes, damn, dude, you need to go. Here's another clue to find out if you've gone too far. Let's say you get hungry, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, you want some munchies or some snacks. So you walk into a convenience store, no big deal. Ding, ding. What's up, man? How much are the Twinkies? 50 cents? Okay, I'll take 2. Okay, I'll see you later, bye. Ding, ding. That's cool. But if you show up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and it's a little more like this, ding. Go home. You've gone too far. It's cool being fluffy though. My ex-girlfriend, she was cool. She was fluffy too. She was, man. I used to call her up in the middle of the night and all my friends would always tell us how romantic we were. I'd call her up, no big deal, right? Old school, huh? Pick up the phone.
Hello.
Hey. What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. I'm just here.
Ooh. Where?
In the kitchen.
Oh, really? Oh, what are you doing in the kitchen?
Oh, nothing. I'm just baking.
Oh, really? Oh my God, what are you baking?
Oh, nothing. Just a chocolate cake.
Oh, really? Oh, baby, say it slow, say it slow.
Chocolate cake.
Ay, Dios mío. Oh, baby. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna come. You're gonna come. I'm gonna come over and eat your cake. So then, she walks me into the doctor's office. I sit down, doctor walks in, and we spoke for an hour. In a nutshell, what he says is that he wants to take my stomach, which in his opinion is the size of an NFL football, and he wants to cut it and make it the size of a hard-boiled egg. Therefore, you only eat this much and you lose weight with time. Problem with gastric bypass is that if you don't stick to their program religiously, not only will you not lose weight, you will gain weight. And you'll have a series of complications. And then he asked, do you travel a lot? I'm like, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year. He goes, this is not gonna work for you. I'm like, I agree, I like 2 eggs. I said, well, what should I do? He goes, I don't know, but this isn't gonna work. So I left the office, I was bummed out, you guys. I get in my car, I was so depressed because I'm like, someone told me I got 2 years to live. Surgery's my last hope. And so I started crying. I was sad, I was in the car, I'm crying. I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? And the only thing that could cheer me up was a drive-thru. And I know that sounds crazy. Some of you are like,
Isn't that what got you in that position to begin with?
yes, but it's the only thing that made sense. There's a reason why it's called comfort food. Think about that. Anytime you see someone eating a burger, they never look sad. They always look happy. You might look sad walking in, you might look sad walking out, but when the actual event of eating a burger is happening, life couldn't be better. That's right. My girl told me that I make sounds when I eat burgers. I didn't know. Apparently I do. I'm eating a burger and I'm like, She was like, are you eating that or are you eating that? Think about it. Who's sad when they're eating fast food? I'll tell you who's sad. The person eating a salad watching someone eat fast food. That's who's sad. So I pull up to this fast food restaurant with a big M on it. And the guy in the speaker's like, may I help you? And I'm crying. I'm like, you have no idea. What I eventually wound up doing, you guys, is I started low carbing. Now, I am not eating healthy by no means, okay? I still eat fast food every single day. And people question it.
How do you eat fast food and lose 100 pounds?
I'll give you an example. I'll go to a burger place and I'll order a double cheeseburger. I won't eat the bread. I won't eat the onions, the tomato, the ketchup. I'll eat the meat, the cheese, the mayo, the mustard, and I'll order up to 3 with like 3 diet sodas. And people go,
that's unhealthy. The cholesterol's gonna kill you.
I agree. But guess what? Cholesterol's gonna take 10 years to kill me. Diabetes is gonna do it in 2. Right now, I'm winning by 8. Hell yeah, that's called fluffy math, bro. There's a lot of people mad in here right now.
Fluffy found a loophole.
Yes. So I started low carbing, I started doing yoga, and I know that sounds like a joke right there. Yeah, some of you are like, he means yogurt. No, yoga. Freaking DDP helped me, and then I started lifting weights, and it's kind of hard for me, you guys, because now I have people at my shows telling me,
we're noticing there's a little difference. You're a little less fluffy. What's gonna happen if you keep losing weight? What are we gonna call you? What are we gonna call you?
I lift weights, call me Buffy, I don't care. The point is that I'm not trying to lose weight for vanity's sake. I'm very secure. The point is that I'm trying to lose weight so I can be around for my family, so I can be around for my friends, and so I can be around for you. I will tell you, though, that I did not handle the breakup well. She was, in fact, the first breakup, like real. She was my first true love. I'll just say it. She was my first true love, and I did not handle it well. You're supposed to have your heart broken when you're like 12. When you have your first crush. That's when you're supposed to have your first heartache, not in your 40s. It's supposed to be when you're young, when you're little, when you're resilient, You're like, you realize it's not going to work out, so you're devastated. No! And yeah. Not when you're in your 40s. So without divulging too much information, let me just tell you that when everything was finalized, I was at the gas station and I got a text message basically saying, everything's been signed, it's official, it's turned in. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. I get in the car, I start the car, and then I put it in drive. And that's when it hit. That's when it became real. That's when it was like, oh my God, I can no longer go home. That's no longer an option. I have messed things up. I can no longer go back to what I called home. I have to restart my life right then and there at the gas station. And I had a full-blown meltdown. And some of you know that my tour came to an end a while back, and people were wondering, is it drugs? Is it alcohol? Is it mental health? I was going through my first breakup. How was I supposed to be an effective comedian when I couldn't stop crying? You know what I mean? It was like, it was bad. And you guys have heard the shows before. You know I never bring this up. It was the lowest point of my life. I had never felt so sad, weak, vulnerable, depressed, lonely, everything all rolled into one. And it was at the lowest point of my life that I found that's right, country music. Country music knows when you're sad. Country music knows when you're weak. Country music knows when you're vulnerable and you need something to fill the void. I used to fight off country music. I used to look at country music in the face and tell country, you could take your ache, you break your heart, and you keep on moving. But not today. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm in the car and I'm crying so much. My tears are rolling down my cheek and they're blending with my snot. They're blending with my mocos. My tears are blending with my mocos and then blending with my babas, with my drool. I have 3 different fluids coming out of my face at the same time. My neck looked like menudo. It was bad. All I needed was a pinche limón y cebolla. That's it right there. I am making ugly sounds and I don't want to hear myself, so I turn on the stereo and I started hitting buttons and it lands on the country station. And I knew immediately that it was country music I was listening to, and I did not try to change the station because I figured, you know what? I deserve to suffer more for the mistakes I made and the people I hurt. So I let it play. And play and play and play. I listened to country music for over an hour and I came to this conclusion. Country music has at least one song that will speak to your heart directly because you feel like the artist wrote the song specifically about you and your life because of how detailed the songs are. Oh yeah, my hat's off to country music singers and artists. You guys, you know how to do something very well, and it's not till you experience a certain time of your life that it makes sense. I'm in that car bawling, and all of a sudden on the radio I hear this. It's been 7 days since you seen her. How does he know it's been 7 days since I've seen her? You just can't get her off your mind. 'Cause every little thing that you do or say is another reason you pushed her away. And now you're sitting in your car all alone. What does he do? Make it stop! And it doesn't stop. It keeps kicking you on the ground, reminding you what a piece of crap you are. You should have gone home and locked the door, but you was outside being a whore. And now you're sitting in your car all alone.
He's back. Yes, he is. Gabriel Iglesias.
Who is that man? Who is he?
I don't know who he is. He's a guy I see every day in the mirror when I get up late. So, it's another exciting week. So exciting. He sounds so full of energy, so full of life. I'm actually really, really happy. I have no pressure. I don't have to really do anything but to tell you about our next performer. She's very funny. She's very talented. She comes to you all the way from Dallas, Texas. Check it out and enjoy. Miss Cristela Alonso.
I hate working, you know? I think it's because when you're a kid, nobody tells you that when you grow up, you're gonna have to work every day of your life. No one tells you that. When I was a kid, I couldn't wait to grow up and be an adult. Now that I'm an adult, I can't wait to die. Because sometimes life sucks. Am I ever gonna pay off my Montgomery Ward's credit card? No? No? That store hasn't been around for 10 years. I still owe them for a VCR and a pair of LA gear I don't have anymore. Really? Really? That store is so old, half of you don't know what the hell I'm talking about right now. That's how old that is. Really? Okay. I'm broke. That's why rap music bothers me so much. I can't stand some of it, because it's always the same song. It's always a guy promising women expensive things they can't afford, you know? Like, yo, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, diamond rings, bling, bling, holla. Oh. You think I want diamond rings? Dude, we're in a recession. I need to pay my cable bill. I mean, if rappers could lower their standards and promise me everyday things I could use, you better believe I would be the first woman in line to take them up on their offer. Jay-Z would be up on stage like, yo, I'll buy you a tank of gas. Jay-Z! I'll sleep with you for a tank of gas. It doesn't even have to be premium. Gas is so expensive, man. When I see gas that's under like $3.50, I get excited like I'm watching porn. I'm like, yeah, mama lie. I'm just glad bill collectors are not on Facebook yet. Guys, I have this fear that one day I'm gonna log into my Facebook account and I'm gonna get a friend request from Visa. It's like the last thing I need, for Visa to comment on everything I do, Hey, today's payday. Visa likes this. Everybody's on Facebook now. I just got a friend request from someone who hated me in high school. Hated me. What is it about Facebook that makes you forget you used to be a dick? She sends me a message, OMG, girl. Can't believe I found you. Right back. Let's talk about the good old days. No! You were a bitch! Like, what am I supposed to do? Right back? Hey, you remember when you called me fat? I miss you! I was gonna reject her, but then I saw her profile picture, and I saw she was fatter than me. So I accepted her. That's what we did.
Well, there you have it, you guys. Miss Cristela Alonso.
He has so much more energy now that the show's over.
Yeah, because I had a cook in between the break. It was wonderful. Thank you, makers. So if you enjoyed Cristela, please follow her on Twitter or on Facebook, whichever one she has up this week, because sometimes she deletes them. Don't do that, girl. Anyways, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I'm still trying to catch up to Ray. I've only got 7.8 million more followers to go and subscribers. You got to say it the right way or people get all weird. It's not followers, it's subscribers. Get it right. It's YouTube, not Twitter. Whatever. Let's see, I think that was about it. We're going to be back next week because I think we've got another 500 comics to go, and then I get to take a trip. It's going to be great. Big shout out, you guys. I'd like to send a shout out to all my friends up in Canada. Canada, I'm coming soon to invade your country. That's right. It's like this. Just I take a step like that, and I'm in Canada. It's like Tijuana, Mexico. Just there you go like that. Yeah. I'm not going down. No way. See you guys next week right here. And yeah, basically you better cut me off because I'm just going to keep on talking. It doesn't matter what.
I thought that face when I was going to the bathroom at my friend's house. He had one of those doors with the mirror on the back. I was like, I'm gonna make millions.
I have a bus driver named Dave who has never received any credit, and he's been working for me for almost 10 years now. This man has successfully gotten me to every single comedy show on time without fail. If I had to describe him to you, okay? Dave looks like the word America. Not America, America. He's about 6 feet tall, he's white, he has a gray beard, and he wears a trucker hat. And he's gotta be one of the most hardworking people I have ever met. Now, when I say hardworking, hey, I'm on the road 46 weeks out of the year, so I know. Difference is, I fly home every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Dave stays on that bus and he gets it to the next city where we meet him. He works anniversaries, holidays, special moments. Christmas time, I was with my family. Dave was driving that bus on the East Coast. New Year's, I was with my family. Dave was on the East Coast driving that bus. One of the hardest working people I've ever met. I just want to give him a shout out. In addition to being hardworking, he's very honest. Now, when I say honest, I don't mean, oh, he does his taxes right. I mean painfully honest, no filter honest. He talks the way people used to. He does not have time to mince words. He just calls it like he sees it. Before me, he used to work with a man by the name of Kenny G. Grammy Award winner, amazing music. One day, Kenny G was on his tour bus that Dave was driving, and I guess the two of them had a little discussion, and Kenny G used some words that Dave would have rather him not have used, and instead of getting into it with him, this is what Dave does. kicked Kenny G off of his own bus. Because he would rather lose his job than lose his self-respect. And that's the man I work with. He's a bad dude. You guys are clapping, but you should have seen the interview. Oh man, it was a good one. He looks at me and he says, "Hey, let's get one thing straight. I don't give a shit who you are. You treat me right, I'll treat you right. You pay me on time, you'll live." Not to mention the fact that he keeps that tour bus squeaky clean. And he takes a lot of pride in that as well. One night, I was drinking on the bus, and I go to put my cup down, and I missed the table, and the cup hit the floor. I didn't get up right away to get the cup, because I figured I'm gonna get up in a couple minutes and make myself another drink. I'll pick up the cup then. Dave sees the cup on the floor, and then he looks at me and says, "Hey, I ain't your mama. Pick that shit up." I get to the back of the bus and I'm like, wait a minute, I pay him. "Hey, Dave, shut up." "Yeah, I'll be in the back in my room. Thank you. Drive safe." And people tell me, you work with a man who talks that way to you? Why? Let me tell you why. Because he's honest. With Dave, you know exactly what you get. Nowadays, it is so hard for me to tell who's being genuine and who has an agenda. And with him, you know exactly where you stand. If he likes you, he loves you. And if not, you're on the curb with Kenny G. That being said, I have a story to share. About a year and a half ago, maybe longer, we're on the bus and we're heading down the highway. Just so you have kind of an understanding of the bus layout, let's say this is the front. Here's Dave, the driver, empty seat, and then a sliding door that goes in between him and the rest of the tour bus. My buddy Alfred and I are in the living room portion and we're watching TV. We're watching the news. And on the news, there's this person who is running for some type of office. No particular office. And I guess their big plan is to erect a structure between two bodies of land. Somewhere. And I guess they want one side of the structure to finance the entire project. Well, my buddy Alfred and I, we have a lot of family that works in construction, and we know a bad job when we see one. So we started to voice our opinion out loud about how we felt about this person and what they wanted to do. We're being very loud. So loud, Dave can hear us. And then we hear Dave. America. I yell out to Dave. I said, "Be quiet, Dave. This isn't about you." He taps a button on the dashboard that activates the sliding door. And when the door's about that far from closing, he yells out, "I'm building a wall." I couldn't even get upset because I was too much in shock over the fact that that came out of someone 4 feet away from me. My buddy Alfred and I, we look like chickens. We're like, my cell phone goes off. I take out my phone and there's a text message from Dave. And I said, "That's right, he better say I'm sorry. He better say just kidding." I open up the text message and it says, "And you're paying for it." And people tell me, "You still work with him after that?" Yes, I do. I trust that man with my life every single night. I know where his heart's at. He can say whatever he wants. At the end of the day, he still has to drive around the king of the Mexicans. We were in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Delhi. Okay, these three places is where we went to perform. Mumbai and Bangalore, the shows went over very, very well. Okay, there were about 1,500 to 2,000 people, which is amazing for a few going over there. I was like excited, yes. And then we get to Delhi. And when we got to Delhi, you guys, it got a little crazy. Martin walks out on stage and the crowd recognized him. And they started chanting, Martin! Anytime I hear that, I'm like, they know him, it's gonna be a good show. So Martin starts cracking jokes. The crowd starts laughing. He's cracking more jokes. The crowd keeps laughing. All of a sudden, I hear this. Martin doesn't say a word to them. He gets off stage, next comedian comes out, and then Martin comes over to me and he says, bro, I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on out there. There's these three guys in the front row. They're laughing like Klingons from Star Trek. I'm not gonna address them. I'm gonna save them for you. I was like, oh, thank you. So then Martin goes back out there on stage and he introduces me. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Iglesias. And then I run out on stage and the crowd started chanting, Fluffy, Fluffy. And I was like, whoa, what's up, Delhi? And I start cracking jokes, start getting laughs, start cracking more jokes, start getting more laughs. And then it happened. Now see me, I can't avoid things, especially when it's front row center. So I addressed it. I came right out and I said, well, hello. I said, what do we have here? I said, so where are you guys from? And the guy in the middle looks at me and he goes, we are from Germany. I said, cool, we have Germans in the house. And the whole crowd got really weird. You could hear them. They freaked out because they thought I was gonna start making fun of the German people. And one guy even stood up. Don't do it! Don't do it! Don't do it! I go, relax, bro, have a seat. Don't do it! I'm not gonna make fun of the German people. That's the last thing I wanna do is offend them. I don't wanna end up outside in an alley somewhere freaking in 2 hours. And this is the last time we are going to tell you, do not make fun of German people. As I'm doing this joke about a German kicking me on the floor with the accent, here's where it gets crazy. I get hit in the side of the head by a bat. Listen to what I just told you, Bay Area. I get hit in the side of the head by a bat. Not Major League Baseball. I'm talking about, I'm gonna suck your blood. In India, there are millions and millions and millions of fruit bats. And one of them, actually 6 of them, made it inside of the building. And they're flying around and they're hanging out in the rafters. And one of them decides to fly down. And basically, when I was doing the kicks, I stepped into the line of flight of the bat. And he caught me right here. And I'm like, what the hell? And I look up and you see it and you can hear it. The Indian people saw that and they freaked out. They were yelling, they did it! They did it! We told you, don't do it! We told you, don't do it! They're evil! They're evil! I'm like, dude, I don't care how evil you think the Germans are. They don't have control over bats. It wasn't like the guy got offended and said, oh, really? Uns release the bat. So now the crowd is weird. These guys are laughing. And there's freaking bats flying around the theater. First 2 minutes of my show. I gotta do an hour. And now I've already lost the crowd. They're freaking out. These guys are laughing weird. I'm nervous. It's my first time there. I don't know how to get out of this. So I literally walked over to the other side of the stage and I started just performing for this side of the room, trying to redirect the focus right here. And I'm so nervous, I'm stuttering. I don't even have a segue. I'm like, you know, it's crazy in America. Everybody in America likes drinking, you know, it's real crazy. Like for example, Mexicans, most Mexicans, we like drinking tequila. Most black people like Hennessy. Most white people like Jaeger. Here in India, you guys like Fanta. And when I said Fanta, the crowd went crazy because it was such a local reference. They freaked out. They were like screaming, "Oh my God, he knows, he knows." They started singing, "Fanta, Fanta, don't you want Fanta, Fanta, don't you want Fanta, Fanta." The roar was so big, it allowed me to restart my show. So I started cracking new jokes and more jokes and these jokes and those jokes. 5 minutes go by. 5 minutes go by. All of a sudden, the Germans got offended at the fact that I left them out of my drinking joke. The one in the middle stands up and he approaches the stage. Now this stage has got to be about 5 feet tall. The guy's head was about this high. He was like 6'4". He looks at me and he starts pointing and he's yelling, "Hey, fat man! Fat man! What about us, huh? What about the Germans? What do we drink?" I was like, "Dude, that was like 5 minutes ago. We were giving you a chance. What do we drink?" I'm like, "First of all, sir, I apologize. I'm really nervous right now. I had no idea there was gonna be Germans here tonight." Yeah, felt like Poland. I don't care if you laugh or not. That's a smart-ass joke. That's a smart-ass joke. It's not my fault some of you pendejos failed history. You better Google that and find out why it's so damn funny. So, all the older white people, God damn it, yeah. So anyway, so I'm standing there and I go, "Listen, sir, you need to have a seat, okay? The people are getting nervous. You need to have a seat so I can finish the show." And the guy, he refuses. "I will not sit down, fat man, until you tell us what we drink." I go, "Listen, I don't know what you guys drink." And the Indians are being so cute. They're trying to help me. They're yelling, "Hey, they like Fanta too." And the guy was like, "We don't like Fanta." I'm like, "Dude." I go, "Sir, please have a seat." "I will not have a seat until you tell us what we drink. Tell us, fat man." I go, "Listen, sir, you need to sit down and you need to stop calling me fat man." Now it's starting to bother me. This is like the 6th time he does it. And I didn't just lose 100 pounds to now get called fat man. So I go, "Sir, if you don't have a seat, we're gonna have a problem, especially if you call me fat man again." And he freaking did it. "What are you gonna do, fat man? What do we drink?" Even Martin, who's behind the curtain, knew. He knows when I'm at that point where I've crossed over. I can hear him in the back. "Don't do it." Too late, Fluffy's pissed. So I said, "You wanna know what you drink? Tell me." Don't ask me where this came from. I got right in his face and I said, "Blood of Jews." Now see, automatically you guys gave me a whole different reaction. In Delhi, that was probably the most shocking thing ever said on that stage. So shocking that 2,000 people at the exact same time got so quiet, you guys, so quiet. You could hear everyone's ass just... And I'm still standing there, my hands out. Have you ever said something that was so bad? And I mean, you knew it was bad as it was coming out of your mouth, and you're trying to stop it, but it's too late, it's already out, and you're like, "No." And it's too late. Blood of Jews is all over his face, right? I'm standing there, my hands out, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, and I'm like, "Ah!" He says, "That's a good one, yeah, that's a good one." Oh my God, thank you, thank you. It doesn't end there. I'm telling you guys, this is so crazy. So next morning, Martin and I are flying back home to Los Angeles from Delhi. We're taking an airline called British Airways. We go from Delhi to London, England, and we have a connecting flight over there. Once we get to England, they canceled our connect for whatever reason. And so we got rebooked on another airline called Lufthansa. It's a German airline. Now, this is why I believe in karma. Seriously, Martin's like, "Really? Blood of Jews?" I'm like, "I know." I felt like they phoned ahead. "Ons, take care of Fluffy." So I put down my credit card. I made sure that Martin and I got upgraded to at least their business class because it's like a long flight. And so we're in there, we're on the plane, and the plane takes off. About 20 minutes into the flight, we're just sitting there, we're laughing. And the flight attendant, she starts coming down the aisle with the little cart. Okay, she's coming down the aisle and she sees me and she goes,
Hello, sir. Do you have a preferred drink of choice today?
Martin looks at me, taps me in the chest, and he goes, hey, tell her. Tell her, bro. Come on, ask for it. If anybody has it. Dude, shut up. And then she looks at Martin.
Sir, do you have a preferred drink of choice?
And Martin's like, yeah, you guys got blood of... She's like, Bloody Mary? Yes, yes, Bloody Mary. Freaking Machete's gonna get me banned from flying. So we make it back home. I'm trying to tell the story to my girlfriend and my son. And my girl, she's barely laughing. She's like, like she's jaded. She doesn't laugh at my jokes anymore. My son Frankie, on the other hand, he is dying. Ah! And I'm like, really? He's 16 years old. I go, really, Frankie, you thought that was funny? He goes, yeah, it's funny. I go, what was so funny about my story? He goes, those people you're talking about. I go, who, the Indians? He goes, no, the other ones. I go, the Germans. He goes, yeah, it's funny. I go, what's so funny about the Germans? The way that they speak. I go, what's so funny about the way that they speak? He goes, they sound like the three little pigs from the movie Shrek. I had to go on YouTube and freaking find it, and sure enough, all three little pigs. Oh, yeah, hello, Shrek. Ah. I was just waiting for one of them to go, fat man! I know some of you just found out Martin is real, because you finally get to see him, right? And if you're Mexican, yes, he looks like Machete or Marco Antonio Solis. If you're white, he looks like the Big Lebowski. Wow. This is awesome. And Martin wasn't lying, you guys. We started off in freaking garages and backyard barbecues and quinceañeras and weddings. And now it's like, you know, this is home for us. The biggest thing I've ever done will be tonight, without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm glad that we can all be here for this. This is, because yeah, after COVID, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the only good thing I can say about 2020 for me was the fact that for some reason I managed to lose 70 pounds. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I lost 70 pounds. People ask me, what's your secret? I said, it's no secret. They closed all the goddamn restaurants. That's a secret. I didn't know how to cook. That was the secret. It was me at home with a Foreman grill making weenies. But yeah, we were on tour in Kalamazoo, Michigan when we got the news that we had to go home. And then we came home and we all turned on our TVs and we watched them lie to us. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy person, but they told us, remember? It's only going to be 2 weeks. That's it. They told us 2 weeks. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, we'd just like to ask that you go home for 2 weeks. Be with your loved ones. Be with your family. Just 2 weeks while we figure things out. Dr. Anthony Fauci has given us some new information to go by. Just 2 weeks. That's all we need. Just 2 weeks. And I apologize for using the same stereotypical old white voice. But that's the one that they used. Because that's the one we listen to in a time of crisis. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, no hombre, cállate, shut up, mira. No más 2 weeks, okay? No más tú. You're gonna go home con tu mamá y tu papá. And if COVID come to the house, you tell COVID, hey, no está aquí, güey. Come back another time, it's okay. Just 2 weeks. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, I tell you what, that's what you're gonna do, goddammit. You're gonna take your ass home, you're gonna hunker down. You're gonna hunker down, and if COVID shows up at your front door, get her done right there to the face. Okay, that's what you're gonna do. Just 2 weeks. It couldn't be any other voice. It couldn't be, all right, listen up, okay, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go home, you're gonna be with your family and them, right? And if, oh, you don't wanna laugh at the black voice, huh? Whatever, that's your guilt, not my guilt. I'm fine. I'm fine. But yeah, just 2 weeks. That's what they told us. 2 weeks. And 2 weeks turned into 2 months, turned into half a year, turned into a year plus. And little by little, they told us who was most at risk for COVID-19. Come to find out, it's people over 45. Okay? People who are overweight. Here we go. Diabetics, no chingas, really? Most at risk, Latinos and African Americans. Bye, Felicia. I come to find out I was 85% of the underlying conditions. Over 45, overweight, diabetic, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. Apparently, COVID is my Tinder match. Someone finally wants to swipe right, and her name is Corona. Yeah, the mask thing is still a thing. Some are for it, some are not. Some places it's required, some places it's optional. Biggest complaint I have heard about the mask is that the mask smells funny. And I'm here to tell you, no, it doesn't. You do. You are smelling what everyone has been telling you all these years. And finally, you're smoking what we've been smoking. Oh, yeah. I'll be honest with you, my mask smells delicious. My mask smells like Oreos and Tres Leches cake, okay? If you smell my mask right now, you will Krispy Kreme yourself. It's so good. I feel like selling it on the OnlyFans website to see if I can make some money. Some of you know what's up. Sucio! Yeah, so. This next thing I'm going to say is in no way, shape, or form political. So please don't take it that way. The vaccine. Look at some of you. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it. Look at him. He's got booster written all over him. Look at him. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your bodies. I'm just here to share a story. I got vaccinated, okay, and I'm not saying it to get approval. I'm just telling you because, hey, look, I was 85% of the underlying conditions. At this point, I'm rolling the dice. Plus, I wanted to work. I got the vaccine, but it was one of those things where, in the beginning, when you wanted to get the vaccine, you couldn't just walk into a CVS. You had to make an appointment, and it was a drive out. You couldn't just show up. Because I tried. Oh, I tried using the face. I'm like, hey. Apparently this only works at Red Lobster. Oh, yeah, I could show up at Red Lobster at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. It's on. Do you have reservations? It's fluffy, make biscuits! But for the vaccine, no, I made my appointment like everyone else. It was a drive-out location, There's a little speaker box. May I help you? This is very familiar. Yeah, let me have a large vaccine. Pfizer, Moderna. I got a coupon, whatever's free. Pull up to the window. And then I pull up to the next window. And then a guy who's all covered up. He's got the whole, Then you give them your arm, and then they harpoon you, and they make you park your car for 10 to 15 minutes in case you have an allergic reaction. So I'm sitting in the car, and I got the radio going and the AC going, and I glance over, and I notice that there's people there protesting. And that's fine. Protesting is a right, and I'm all for it, okay? My problem is when protesters leave the sidewalk and get right in your face. So here's what happened. I glance over, I see the protesters, and I locked eyes with one of them. And I could do this all day. I'm in the car, right? Like, what? The lady who I'm looking at all of a sudden starts walking towards me. And I'm like, shit. She gets to my car and she starts going off on me. And I have never had a complete stranger go off on me for no reason at all. She gets to the car and she's like, "You are so stupid. You are so stupid. How could you get the vaccine? How could you get the vaccine? You have no idea what you just put inside your body, dumbass." I didn't know what to say. I was like, "Bitch, I eat chorizo." You have no idea what that vaccine has to work through in order to have any type of effect whatsoever. It's got to go through years with the chorizo, chicharrón, carnitas, carne asada, freaking hot dogs, bologna, spam, menudo, caldo de res. Oh. It's got to go through the gauntlet. At home, when I'm hanging out, I usually just wear, very similar to now, except the Hawaiian shirt. I usually wear like a t-shirt that has like either Star Wars or Marvel Comics or Transformers on it or cartoons. I like wearing stuff like that around the house. One day, I'm wearing a t-shirt that has the Avengers on the front. And I walk into the living room, and my son's friend Fabian sees me wearing this shirt. And so he starts pointing. And I'm like, what's up, dude? He goes, weak. Excuse me? Weak. And then he says, DC's better. What did you say? DC's better. I'm like, DC's okay. Obama lives there. They pass laws. They got hotels, historic museums. It's not even a real state. I don't know why you're getting cray-cray. He goes, nah, fool, DC Comics. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm almost 40. I don't care. It's just a really cool shirt. I like it. It fits. No big deal. That's because they are. I go, you need to relax. They're the best. I go, you need to chill. And in my head, I'm like, why am I having this conversation? I have better things to do with my time, like trying to get my son on an elephant. But no. The kid in me's like, why are they the best? And then he points at the shirt again. Iron Man sucks. Batman's #1. I go, why? Because he is. I go, that's not an argument. First of all, Batman's not the best superhero. I hate to break it to you. He's not. I can hear people already getting ready to boo. They're like, oh, no, Fluffy, don't go there. Don't go there, Fluffy. Don't do it. Yes, I'm going to do this. Watch this. Batman's not the best superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero. Batman is the creepiest superhero that has ever lived. He even sounds creepy. I'm Batman. I'm Batman. You don't recognize that voice? Want some candy? Help me find my puppy. Hello, he only comes out at night. His face is always covered up. He's always waiting in alleys. And who does he talk to? A guy named Joker, a guy named Riddler. His name is Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Joker, Riddler, Batman. Those are Mexican gang member names. Can you imagine if that was Batman's real identity at night? I'm Batman. During the day, no, chingue su madre, soy Batman, loco. Todo el pinche día aquí trabajando y luego le parte la madre Joker. I'm Batman. I said, all right, Fabian, Mr. Batman's the best. Based on my t-shirt says Marvel Comics. I said, I see Thor, I see Captain America, I see Iron Man. Who are some of the superheroes that DC Comics has that makes them better than Marvel? Go. Batman, you said that. Superman, that's a good one. Wonder Woman, okay. Green Lantern, whoa. I said, I know the other superheroes, but Green Lantern? What's his power? He wears a ring, and the ring gives him power. I said, that's a fantasy. I don't know any man who wears a ring who has power. And if you're not clapping right now, my point exactly. You can't clap, can you? You can't. You know why you can't clap? Because you're sitting next to kryptonite. I am officially down 100 pounds. I know some of you in the front are looking at me right now like, well, how big were you? I know. Hercules, yeah. Anyways, you guys, let me tell you what happened. Basically, I found out I was a little sick. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago, type 2 diabetic. Now, I maxed out at 445 pounds. Yeah, that's way past Fluffy, okay? Let's be honest, that's not even, damn! 445 pounds, that's borderline Discovery Channel fat. That was like, I couldn't leave the house, you know?
He wants to go to the movies.
It was really bad, you guys. And so I was waking up every morning with a 300 plus sugar level. Now, anyone who knows anything about diabetes, that is super high. And you do that enough times and eventually, clear. It's so hard to say goodbye.
They buried him in frosting. It was the sweetest funeral ever. Everyone got a cupcake. It was so nice.
I'm at the doctor's office, you guys, and the doctor tells me, he says, listen, Gabriel, you're 445 pounds, your weight is out of control, your diabetes is out of control, you're 35 years old, you will not live another 2 years. I guarantee it. And I got very emotional, you know. I was like, are you serious? He goes, 2 years tops. And I was like, but I just started making money. Well, it's gonna be a nice funeral. I was like, what an ass. So it took a lot for me to finally start doing something about it, you know, because it's not like this is the first time I try to lose weight. This has been happening for a long time, but somebody tells you you're gonna die, you actually wake up. So what it took the support of my friends, my family, and, you know, especially, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Martin, you guys, helped me out so much because he's always encouraging me to go to the gym. Let's go work out, bro. Let's go do something. And more importantly than let's go work out is, you know, we're on the road together 46 weeks out of the year, so we eat together a lot, and he's always watching what I eat. And if he sees me reaching for something I shouldn't mess with, he checks me, especially breakfast. That's my favorite meal. I love breakfast. And they always put us at these nice hotels where they give us this continental breakfast with the buffet, and, you know, if I'm eating eggs and bacon and sausage, that's fine. Yes, some of it's fattening, but guess what? No sugar. If Martin sees me reaching for muffins or waffles, he makes a scene. He waits for me to get about 15 feet away, and he starts yelling in front of all the people at the restaurant. Oh yeah, he's still ghetto. I don't care if it's a Ritz-Carlton. Guess what? Machete's here. He starts yelling. He waits for me to get 15 feet away, and then he starts. Really, bro? You're gonna put that in your mouth, Fluffy? You know what that's gonna do to your body? Hey, have some self-respect. And he makes me cry at breakfast. I'm sad. I'm like, I don't want the muffin. I don't want it. I don't want the muffin. I'm not a little whore. I'm not a little whore. But see, that is a real friend who would check me and remind me, hey, bro, get mad at me all you want. I just want you to live. And I gotta respect that. That's why I love that dude, you know? And in turn, sometimes I gotta check Martin. Yeah. Believe me, you guys, it goes both ways. Sometimes I have to check him, not about his weight, but he has his demons too. You know, oh, believe that. Yes, sometimes there's limited space at the hotels where we're staying at. So sometimes we gotta double up on a room. And every now and then Martino brings some random girl to the room at 3 o'clock in the morning, wakes me up. I gotta look at him and say, really, bro? You're gonna put that in your mouth? Do you know what that's gonna do to your body? Hey, have some self. He doesn't. He really doesn't. So. And by the way, I know I keep pointing at people in the front right here. If you're here tonight with someone you have no business being here with, and you see a camera coming by, just be like, hey, Victory! They're very respectful. They'll go to the next person. Don't even worry about that. Before I forget, you guys, I would like to thank the Allstate Arena for providing some amazing accommodations backstage. Let me tell you right now, I love my dressing room for the simple fact that it has basic things that I really like light switches. A lot of these arenas are now starting to go green, and so they're taking away the light switches and they're replacing them with sensors. Sensors are cool when they work. You know what I mean? Like when you're 10 feet away and it senses you and the whole room just... What I don't like is that when they're messed up, then you have to walk into a dark-ass room and establish your presence. But then you stand still for 4 seconds. No. Shit! In addition, backstage, my sink has knobs on it. I have control of the temperature and the pressure of the water, which in the Chicago area I believe is very important, especially in the winter. Oh man, you guys are no joke in the winter. You need warm water when you wash your hands. You can't rely on a sensor that gives you nothing but cold water, because you wash your hands with cold water, your hands get all cryptic. Then you go outside and people are making fun of you. Look at Thriller. My dressing room, you guys, has a sink that has hot and cold. You can control the water. You can control the temperature. You can control the pressure. I hate it when they take that away from us and they replace it with that little sensor. So now, in addition to being a comedian, now I gotta be a magician. I'm not a magician, but if you watch me wash my hands, that's what I look like, you know, just... Nothing. Then you walk away. I feel like there's someone behind the mirror messing with me, like, watch this. Some places stop there. Some places keep going. I like a lot of soap when I wash my hands. I like a good soap dispenser. I like the, the pump. I hate it when they take that away from us and then they replace it with that little spout that goes next to the faucet. You stick your hand under it and it gives you that little booger of soap. You know what I mean? That little moco, you put it under. You know you need more, so you pull it out and then you go back in, but the sensor's like, no, it's still you. Now you gotta trick it, right? Once you get enough soap on your hands, now you gotta try to wash it off. But you can't wash it off then and there because the timer for the water has timed out. So now you have to back up and now you have to put on a second performance. Now it's a race to get that soap off your hands. Once you get the soap off your hands, now you gotta try to dry your hands. Some places still give you a towel, some places give you paper towels. Some take the paper towels and they put them in a box on the wall with another sensor. And there you are. 3 inches of paper. 3 inches, Chicago. You can't do anything with 3 inches. Ask any woman, they'll tell you. Or a guy, I'm equal opportunity. I need control of the paper. I need the crank, Some places stop there, some places keep going. Have you ever walked into the bathroom stall, closed the door, locked it, turned around, looked at the toilet and seen a blinking red light on the wall? And you're like, really? Here too? All you're trying to do is get the tissue paper off the wall for the toilet seat. You take one step. I haven't even done anything. You grab the paper. You turn around and you put it on like a cape. And you let it slide down your back while you slowly try to time it just right. And just as you're about to sit down, somebody always walks into the bathroom and distracts you. Huh? But it's too late. Your knees are bent. And unless you do CrossFit, you're not coming back from that one. Then your bare ass touches the seat. And you're like, ah! And just when you think it can't get any worse, and all this water splashing up, hitting you right in the ass. And then the water goes down the drain and it creates that air vortex that goes right between your legs. So now you have a tsunami in the back. You have a tornado in the front. And who's the victim? Pikachu. And he's holding on for dear life. You haven't even made magic yet and you've already been violated by plumbing. Now you do what you need to do. You finish. Now it's time for cleanup, time for maintenance. So you reach over for the toilet paper. And the problem with using the restroom nowadays is that most venues, including this one, instead of putting a human-size toilet paper roll inside of the human-size toilet paper roll dispenser. They take their ass to Costco or Sam's Club or one of these places where you buy in bulk, and they buy that giant gorilla roll of toilet paper. And then they come back here and they force it into that little tiny compartment. And then they close the door on it. So now this giant wheel is locked in place. You can't even spin it. You're just... You can't even find where it starts because they glue it. Out of desperation, you gotta pull out your car keys and cut into the side of it like a bag of cocaine on Narcos. Then you get the paper, you try to wipe. Chicago, a year from now, I am predicting that they are gonna take 100% control of the restroom. You're gonna be sitting there and you're gonna think of me because you're gonna see it. You're gonna look over to get the toilet paper and there's gonna be a blinking red light on it. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, Fluffy called it. And what are you gonna have to do? One sheet. You're gonna get frustrated and just sit on it. Sorry, bro. I know that was a lot of culo. I threw at you right there. She's like, it's like Magic Mike. I'm so sorry, bro. That was a lot. Damn. Yeah. I am officially down 100 pounds. Yeah. I know some of you in the front are looking at me right now like, well, how big were you? I know. Hercules, yeah. Anyways, you guys, let me tell you what happened. Basically, I found out I was a little sick. I was diagnosed about 2 years ago, type 2 diabetic. Now, I maxed out at 445 pounds. Yeah, that's way past Fluffy, okay? Let's be honest, that's not even, damn! 445 pounds, that's borderline Discovery Channel fat. That was like, I couldn't leave the house, you know?
He wants to go to the movies.
It was really bad, you guys, and so I was waking up every morning with a 300 plus sugar level. Now, anyone who knows anything about diabetes, that is super high. And you do that enough times and eventually, clear. It's so hard to say goodbye.
They buried him in frosting. It was the sweetest funeral ever. Everyone got a cupcake. It was it was so nice.
I'm at the doctor's office, you guys, and the doctor tells me, he says, listen, Gabriel, you're 445 pounds, your weight is out of control, your diabetes is out of control, you're 35 years old, you will not live another 2 years. I guarantee it. And I got very emotional, you know. I was like, are you serious? He goes, 2 years tops. And I was like, but I just started making money. Well, it's gonna be a nice funeral. I was like, what an ass. So it took a lot for me to finally start doing something about it, you know, because it's not like this is the first time I try to lose weight. This has been happening for a long time, but somebody tells you you're gonna die, you actually wake up. So what it took was, it took the support of my friends, my family, and, you know, especially, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Martin, you guys, helped me out so much because he's always encouraging me to go to the gym. Let's go work out, bro. Let's go do something. And more importantly than let's go work out is, you know, we're on the road together 46 weeks out of the year, so we eat together a lot, and he's always watching what I eat. And if he sees me reaching for something I shouldn't mess with, he checks me. Especially breakfast. That's my favorite meal. I love breakfast. And they always put us at these nice hotels where they give us this continental breakfast with the buffet. And, you know, if I'm eating eggs and bacon and sausage, that's fine. Yes, some of it's fattening, but guess what? No sugar. If Martin sees me reaching for muffins or waffles, he makes a scene. He waits for me to get about 15 feet away, and he starts yelling in front of all the people at the restaurant. Oh yeah, he's still ghetto. I don't care if it's a Ritz-Carlton. Guess what? Machete's here. He starts yelling. He waits for me to get 15 feet away, and then he starts. Really, bro? You're gonna put that in your mouth, Fluffy? You know what that's gonna do to your body? Hey, have some self-respect. And he makes me cry at breakfast. I'm sad. I'm like, I don't want the muffin. I don't want it. I don't want the muffin. I'm not a little whore. I'm not a little whore. But see, that is a real friend who would check me and remind me, hey, bro, get mad at me all you want. I just want you to live. And I got to respect that. That's why I love that dude, you know? And in turn, sometimes I got to check Martin. Yeah. Believe me, you guys. It goes both ways. Sometimes I have to check him. Not about his weight, but he has his demons too. You know, oh, believe that. Yes, sometimes there's limited space at the hotels where we're staying at. So sometimes we got to double up on a room. And every now and then, Martino brings some random girl to the room at 3 o'clock in the morning, wakes me up. I got to look at him and say, really, bro? You're going to put that in your mouth? Do you know what that's going to do to your body? Hey, have some self. He doesn't. He really doesn't. I've been starstruck many, many times. As a matter of fact, this past year, I got to meet one of my childhood heroes. I got to meet Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, some of you are clapping, some of you are like, wait. Well, here's the thing. I didn't love him as a politician, and I was too young to know him as a bodybuilder. All I knew is the movie Terminator was my favorite movie, and he was the Terminator. So, here's the story. I'm in LA at this red carpet event for some movie that I still haven't seen. I'm standing there with my publicist, okay? I'm standing there with my publicist, and she's explaining to me how the red carpet works. Listen, Gabriel, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna go down the red carpet, and then the paparazzi's gonna start taking photos of you, and then someone's gonna ask you some questions. It's a lot of fun. Then we'll go inside, and then we'll go to the after party. It's gonna be great. As she's telling me this, I'm looking around, and I look over, and I notice, I see him. I see Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I freak out.
Relax. You've never met Arnie?
I said, no, I've never met Arnie.
I work with him all the time. He's really nice. Would you like me to introduce you?
I'm like,
Yes.
she takes me by the hand and she walks me directly to Arnold. I'm freaking out so bad, I look like a big ass toddler. We get over to Arnold Schwarzenegger's area, and he's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's already got a big group of people around him waiting to take a photo. So I'm just patiently waiting. As I'm watching him, you guys, I gotta tell you right now, no one on this planet is better at meeting people than Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the greatest people meter I've ever witnessed. And the reason I say this is because when you meet him, he's very engaging. He grabs your hand, he pulls you in, he looks at you in the eyes, and he turns it on. When you meet Arnold, you get exactly what you think you're gonna get. It's awesome to watch. You know? How are you? So nice to meet you. You're so strong. You put my hand. Hey, look at you. This is incredible. Got these lights and this red carpet. This is incredible. Excuse me. How are you? Hey, you're so strong. You put my hand. This is incredible. Look at you. People are walking away from him, looking at their hand. They're looking at their hand, you guys. 10 minutes I'm watching Arnold Schwarzenegger light people up. And then I noticed something else. I noticed that Arnold has a handler, a guy who stands right behind him. And it's this guy's job to basically reset Arnold for the next person he's about to meet. Arnold Schwarzenegger will never cut off a conversation with the fan. The guy behind him listens in on the conversation, and he determines when enough is enough, and then he signals Arnold to cut it off and move on. Here's the signal. He grabs the back of Arnold's arm right there, 2 times. 1, 2. That lets Arnold know, cut it off, time to move on. Always to the left. Awesome to watch.
This is incredible what these lights and these special effects is going on here. Excuse me. How are you? Nice to meet you. You're so strong. Hey! I'm like, oh.
So I yell out to the handler, hey! And the handler turns around. Hit him! I want to meet him. Hit him! And he starts laughing because now he sees that I see how the Terminator is really working. So he gives me one of these. Next thing you know, he is lighting Arnold up. He is hitting Arnold so fast, Arnold can barely keep up. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, hello, how are you? Excuse me, pardon me, high five, high five, high five, high five, high five, pardon me, excuse me, hello, how are you? Very good. Pound, 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 pound. He's coming down the line, coming down the line, coming down the line, and I'm just waiting. And I stick my hand out and he grabbed it. How are you, son?
I recognize you. I know who you are. You're the comedian who does the joke about the Indian man trying to rob a bank, but he cannot rob the bank because they are making fun of him.
And in my head, I'm like, he knows me! Outside, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
You are hysterical. Give me your contact information. You are the funniest person. Excuse me. How are you? Nice to meet you. You're so strong.
Meeting Arnold is like a really good roller coaster. You want to go to the end and meet him one more time. You know what I'm saying?